This is Ben Burdett from Bitewise Measurement Systems. I'm the developer of Profile360, and I just wanted to do a quick demo of some simple database output from the Profile360 server. This is a new feature in 2.06. It may get moved to 2.05 or whatever, but at any rate, it's a relatively new feature as of now. And so the idea with database output is that we want to make measurements with the Profile360 system and write the results into a table or tables in a database. And so what I'm going to do is demonstrate kind of how we might do this by hand first. So first I'm going to create a table in our database, which is the freely available PostgreSQL. So I'm going to create a table called measurements, and then I'm going to show the values from that. So it has a measurement time, a caliper name, and a measurement value, and 0 rows. And then I wanted to insert into that. You might use a statement like this. Insert into measurements, and we've got what columns we're going to insert into, and then the values we're going to put in, and so a timestamp, a caliper name, and then a value. So just did an insert from measurements, and now that measurements table has one entry, one row with our data in it. Alright, so what we'd like to do is automate this table creation and this insert statement in the viewer, in the Profile360 server. So first off, I'm going to drop this table, measurements. So now if I try to select from measurements, it doesn't exist, so I just deleted that table. And now I'm going to set up the output in the Profile360 server. So the first thing we're going to need is to set up an ODBC data source, because that's what I'm using for output is ODBC. So it looks like we already have a data source set up here, PG Bitewise. I'm just going to show you how we set one of those up. In ODBC, you have to set up a data source for each database you want to access, and it's got a list of all the drivers. And I already installed a driver for PostgreSQL, which was downloaded from the internet, and I'm going to call this PG Bitewise 2 PostgreSQL Bitewise. Then I'm just going to use the default values that it gave me when I installed the database, and the server is localhost, like that, and then username is Postgres, and then I set the password to Bitewise. Set it up. Let's test that. It worked, and that's what it gives you if it doesn't work. And so I'm going to cancel, because we already have one set up, PG Bitewise, and it's basically the same values. Alright, so we've got an ODBC data source, and now the next thing I'm going to do is to set up an output map. Now for the Profile360 server, we can pull up the prefs, and there's already an output settings file name. It's pointed at this. Normally you just use output settings.oms, but I have a bunch of different ones set up, and so I'll go to that output settings file, pull that up, and it has this Lua database output. I would create one of these by going to add output module in Lua, like that. I'm going to cancel that. That's how I created this, and this output module has a name, and then it has a script that it runs when the design changes, and another script that runs each time the measurement completes. And like with other output modules, you can change the output pattern to various options, write periodic or every record or whatever. So the first thing we're going to do in this on design change thing is load up ODBC, connect to our database, and then execute this create table statement. This is the same one that I used by hand earlier. Alright, so if it already exists, if the table already exists, it's not going to do anything. It'll just sit there. And then when the measurement completes, I'm going to loop through all of the calipers and write a record for each caliper into that table. So I'll get a time, and then for every caliper I'm going to do this insert statement, insert into measurements, and time string, the caliper name, get caliper measured value, caliper value, and then I'm going to print that string that I just built, the SQL string, and then I'll execute the string on the SQL database. Now, a little word about the script here. If you go to the Lua caliper in the viewer, so I'll bring up the help window here for that, and right click on Lua caliper, or just click on it. It brings up this help, and this contains pretty much all the functions that are found, that are available in the Lua script in the server as well, in the output map. So that's what I'm using to do this get caliper measured value and get caliper name, wherever that went. Well, maybe it's not. Oh, there it is. Nope. Well, at any rate, it's in there. Huh. All right. So there we go. We've got that. Looks like I didn't put caliper name into the help yet. Hopefully it'll be in there by the time this is released. So, yeah, doing the insert. So creating the table, and then we're going to insert all the values. And I'll just cancel out of this and start up the server. And now I'll start the viewer and pick a design. I have this design set up already, and it has caliper names, width and radius. I'm going to go online with that. Okay, now it's printing our little debug string that says insert, so we know it's doing the inserts. This is just measuring the same PSQ over and over, so there's not really any variation in the values. Just for testing, because I'm not actually connected to a system. But at any rate, I'm going to go offline again and select measurements back in the database. And now there are a bunch of measurements in there. There we go. So that's how it's done as of now, database output. And this, in new installs, this will be in the examples folder, along with other output manager examples. All right. Okay, thanks for watching.